Morning, Steve Freed. In the grain comments this morning, we have a lot to talk about. We've got a USDA report today that should be negative. We also have an extended weather model that shows a dome of hot air across the Midwest that extends from next week all the way to July 27th. This is a 600 millibar dome, which is 100-degree temperatures across the Midwest. So, number one, you have to decide if you believe the maps. And number two, when do you trade it? Do you trade it after the report? Do you trade it next Monday? And so it adds a lot of anxiety to the marketplace. Right now, we've got November beans up 5 cents at 10.59. The high last night was 10.65. It seemed like we traded the weather first and then broke down and took most of those gains away. Corn's still down a penny at 3.54. The high was 3.59. So the range of ideas for the soybean carryout for 16 and 17, which a lot of people will focus on, is as low as a 170 carryout to as high as 360. The average is 287. For the corn, the average is 2205. The range is 1969 to 2400. So the initial reaction will be interesting if the government raises both the corn and soybean 16 and 17 carryouts. As far as USDA numbers last night, they actually improved crop ratings for corn to 76% good to excellent. Minnesota, Illinois, and Indiana were up. Soybeans were also up 71% good to excellent versus 62 last year. Minnesota, Missouri, Illinois, and Arkansas were also up. 66% of the winter wheat crop is harvested. Spring wheat ratings actually went down a couple points, 70% good to excellent because of South Dakota going down. And domestic soybean bids to the export market are firming up. We're also seeing corn basis firm up as the farmer selling has slowed. So the funds yesterday, sellers of beans, meal, a chunk of corn, and wheat, and whittling down their corn long going into the summer while they have a record short wheat position right now. Hightower had their webinar last night, just kind of a reminder. They're talking about how there's some anxiety in the marketplace. It's kind of leaving after the BRIEX. Unfortunately, there's a slowing of the global economy. Oil prices are topping out, and the grain weather is a roulette wheel. They were talking about the energy markets maybe selling crude oil at these current price levels. Gold may see some kind of retracement from its recent rally. They're also talking about copper stocks being low in Shanghai, and that maybe we'll see a little bit of firmness in the copper market and maybe buying some copper calls. They also talked about equities, remain long equities until the positions become overbought. In the corn, it's just a crapshoot. I mean, if it rains, it goes lower. If it doesn't, it goes higher. Their first resistance would be around 397. On the D's corn, and if the market decides to push higher. Same thing in the beans. First resistance 1103 and then maybe 1123 if things turns hot and dry. So there are some opportunities in these markets to take advantage of. We'll see what the USDA says with their report. We'll see what the market reaction is. There is rains moving into the central part of the country today. And then we'll see what Mother Nature has in store for us for the rest of the July. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM or ADM Investor Services, and have a safe and profitable trading day.